Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal. I am your results and transformation coach. And on this channel, I talk about evolving and elevating into the woman that God created me, you, us to be. I believe wholeheartedly in a total transformation, mindset, body, and spirit. When we work on all three of those, we get to become the best version of ourselves. So, here I am, got a little sunburn. Y'all wondering why my lips is red. Some of y'all probably didn't even notice it. I'm just pointing it out. But yes, got a little sunburn. But nonetheless, just wanted to come on and say hey, see how everybody is doing, catch you up on my life. Man, I don't understand. I'll never understand the challenge that I'm having with this whole being consistent when it comes to YouTube. But nonetheless, we're going to do our level best and press forward. I'm super excited. Let me introduce to some and present to others your brand new fasting coach. I took Dr. Mindy's course on becoming a certified fasting coach, and it's been the most amazing thing ever. So, for those of you who know my story, years ago, I was a little fluffy, tired, played basketball, high school, and college, and all the things, had the babies, and just felt like I didn't feel the energy. I didn't like the way that I looked at my body. So I made a shift, dropped the 35 pounds in 7 weeks, all the things. And here I am now knocking on 50's door. And I'm excited. Now I'm going to be on the other side of this, y'all. I'm so excited to see like how God is going to move. But not only that, I'm taking full responsibility and control over my own health and making sure that however many days that I have left, that I'm doing it, wholeheartedly and as healthy as possible, if that makes sense. So this is why I got into like the fasting. Fasting work wonders. There's a lot of women that still is looking to drop a couple pounds, but there's just something about taking care of your inside. When we do that, it literally will show on the outside. There's a million and one ways, I say this too often, to skin a cat. You just got to figure out the way to skin your cat. So I'm just here to inspire you, motivate you, encourage you, and welcome you into my world as we maneuver and as I, launch out into the deep. To know me too is to know like I have goals, y'all. My goals are not like surface level goals. I have those type of goals that if God will is not in it for me, it's not going to happen. And there's been so many breakthroughs, and I know I'm just here open talking to you guys. I'm going to hit a lot of different subjects, but just really wanted to just come on to get this going again and get out of my own way. We have this thing called imposter syndrome, and sometimes we don't think that we are good enough. And it's so crazy how I motivate and inspire other people to become the best version of themselves. And the messages that I send out is actually to the messenger first. So I'm like, Crystal, get over yourself, right? And show up the way that you want other people to show up in a way that you encourage and motivate others. So again, my goal and intention is to inspire women of all ages, I would say particularly over 30, to just, step out into the deep, be willing to be seen, but most importantly, be willing to put in the work on yourself. Like we are caregivers. We naturally look to take care of everybody else. But if you can stop and pump your brakes for a couple seconds and just spend a quick moment with yourself and just like in silence, because when there's a bunch of noise around, you can't think. I know I can't think clearly when you got all the noise and all the people talking and all the things, but just really sitting and just asking yourself, what is it that you want out of life? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want for yourself? And I like to wrap God's will around it. I'm at a point in my life now where if it's not God's will for me, I just don't want any part of it. So yes, but I'm just excited. So I posted. I'm gonna look for it. I was talking about faith. Faith is like one of those things that we don't have it, we have nothing. And I made a couple posts on my Facebook this morning. I wake up and I'll have my prayer and I just sit and just clear my mind and just start thinking. And these things come to me and through my celestial morning. So when you hear me talk about celestial morning, it's when I get up, I'll pray, write out my gratitude, say my affirmations. And now when I say my affirmations, I don't say I am amazing, I am strong. I say with God I am amazing, with God I am strong, with God I am bold, with God I am diligent, with God I am relentless, with God I am resilient, with God I am a powerful public speaker, right? Because sometimes those limiting beliefs will seep in and we don't think that we're all of this. However, one thing I know for sure, two things for certain, that whatever I do, and God is attached, it's going to come out and be all right regardless. So the post I wrote was first one, sometimes being strong in the Lord means sitting in it until He's ready to bring you out. So sometimes we'll find ourselves having challenges, right? And being strong in the Lord doesn't mean that He's just going to automatically come through and lift you outside of your troubles or move the mountain from in front of you, for lack of a better term. Sometimes He's going to put things in our life or in front of us, and we have to learn as a people to sit there until He say it's time for it to be moved. And while you're sitting and waiting, remember, you're sitting and you're waiting and praying and just watching, and just don't get weary. Because some of us will pull out our fix-it kit. We're like, man, if God don't get here, remember, His time is not our time. But if He don't show up when we think He should show up, sometimes we just throw the baby away with the bathwater. It doesn't work like that. Like, sometimes we have to sit in it until God come through. And then fear is reactive. Faith is proactive. God has not given us the spirit of fear. So fear is reactive. Like, things will happen. And I have a bunch of examples of where fear have come over me. And sometimes it actually caught me. And then other times I was able to remind myself not just who I am, but whose I am. And no matter how it play out, believing that, like, whatever the end is, it was what God intended. Because one thing I know for sure, two things for certain, that if God don't put His signature on it or don't allow it, it's not going to happen anyway. And then when things do happen, good, bad, and or indifferent, right? Having faith and trusting in God, knowing that, like, however it turned out, whether it was the way I wanted it to turn out or not, it was how God wanted it to turn out. And this is literally like learning to exercise your faith. I know for me. And I recently had a couple things happen where, y'all, I can't wait to share the story. So I was so proud of myself though, because the old Crystal would have been stressed out, worried, and all the things. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want these quotes that I quote and these scriptures that I read to just be something that I say, because some people are great quoters. They're great scripture quoters. They're great quoters of just different, like, mindset is everything. You change your mindset, you change your life. It sounds amazing, but are we really applying it? And I don't want to be a person of like just talking, but I want to actually, the words that you hear that come out of my mouth, I want to actually live this. And I had to catch myself. And it's, again, I say it. We may not be able to stop the bird from flying over our head, but we can stop the bird from building a nest. And what I mean by that is, like, fear can come upon us, but we got to have that thing that's to shift real quick to kick it out. Because when you sit in it, you start to think, you start to consider, and then you start to believe it. It's like, no, girl, no. And it felt really good. I don't know if it was a test or not, but it felt really good for me to shift my mindset, not allow myself to get stressed out, and literally say, you know what? However the Lord is going to allow this to play out, I'm going to be all right either way. Sometimes it's going to play out according to our goals and our will, and sometimes God's going to say no. And when He say no, we just have to learn to trust Him. And y'all, when I tell you, it was just like, it was so amazing, because knowing the old me, I would have been stressed. I would have been depleted. I would have went through my day like sad. You ever look at somebody and be like, what happened to you? Did a truck run over your best friend or something, or run over your foot, because of the way that we look? But I was so excited. And I was like, yes. At the end, I just felt like, I'm like, girl, you passed that test, or if it was a test or what have you. But it really felt good not allowing myself to go down in that hole of not being good enough, or like, oh my gosh, this is the end and I can't, like, it's just like, nope, whatever God say. And when you say it, like, that sound amazing. People are like, yeah, whatever God's will is for me. But you gotta, when you say those words, He's listening. People are watching. And we don't really care about the people watchers. I do I care about it when it comes to showing folks how powerful God is. So I share a lot, even in my women's group. I have a group, Evolve and Elevate into the woman that God created you to be. So if you're interested in joining us, it's amazing. We study the word every month, and it's just really, really good. But nonetheless, I share my testimony because people know where I am right now. But watch how God move in my life. Like, it's not for me, but it's for the people to see, like, man, I've seen where she was and where she is now. Like, there got to be a God somewhere. So I'm always opening up myself and asking God to allow me to be a bridge for others that either don't believe or like don't have faith. Um, and all we really need is faith the size of a mustard seed, believe it or not, in order to get through. So that was that. And then I wrote, fight fear with spiritual power, God's love, and the ability to think clearly. For God have not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And in that moment, when it hit me, I was like, you know what? God don't give us a spirit of fear. If I'm trusting God and I know that He got me and His hedge of protection is around me, whatever people's decision is or however it play out, I have to know that I know that I know that God got me. And when you say that out loud and you mean it in your heart, because again, words is one thing, but actually feeling it and living it on the inside is something totally different. There's enough people that are talking talk and they're not walking the talk that they are talking. But I want to be a talk walker. I just made that up. But right there, he's like, no, Lord, God don't give us a spirit of fear, but of love, right? And I'm sorry, but of power and of love. So I'm like, yes, people can't do nothing to you that God don't allow. And it allow you to sit up straight and walk boldly and confidently in whatever it is. So I just wanted to share that. Oh, wait, I did have another one. God has victory, and these are just things that I was thinking earlier, and I posted on my Facebook. Sorry, God has victory for you, but the enemy has set a trap to keep you stuck at what if. Like, what if it doesn't happen? If this don't work, remember what God had for me is still for me. Don't let what if stop you. So we'll go to do a thing and it's like, like, well, what if it doesn't work out? And then we'll start thinking about all the things, what if it doesn't work out? But nah, but whatever God had for you is for you, period. No matter what the what if is and all the roadblocks in front of you. And again, that is just something to help you power over. So I'm grateful, I'm excited, I am alive, I have a bunch of energy. I believe that I have a lot of life left. And again, my intention and goal is to empower other people to become the best version of themselves, and particularly women. So I'm grateful that I was able to pass the certification for the fasting. And fasting help you both spiritually and naturally. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what the next 7 months is going to look like. My goal was is as I walk into 50, I have we wants to let me see, um, 7 more months, 6 months, and some change to go before I reach there. And we could fall 7 times, as Les Brown would say. If you can look up, you can get up. And falling is a part of the process. But do me a favor, like, never ever quit. And that's what I say to myself. Even as I come back today, I have powerful moments where I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this YouTube thing. We're gonna make it happen, and then I allow the imposter syndrome to come upon me, and I respond to that. So my prayer is that, you know what, girl, just come on here and talk, and your vibe will attract your tribe, believe it or not. So trust in the process. But stay tuned, ladies. I know, again, I want to encourage you, motivate you, and inspire you to evolve and elevate into the woman that God created you to be. Doesn't matter where you are. Those of you that are under the sound of my voice, whether you're listening to this as soon as I post it, whether you listen to this a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, whenever you hear this, just really stop, give yourself some grace, sit in total silence, and talk to God. Talks from your heart, and like, just think it's not over until God says it's over. So if you had goals before and you have not accomplished them, it's not too late. Don't allow the what if to stop you. So stay tuned. Those of you that have a word of prayer, just continue to pray that I too evolve and elevate and do all the things that God purposed me to do. So I love you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Peace.